Men will put their in what they can put it in.
And they won't stay with them, but they will marry.
She just sat here and looked at all of us and said, oh, this is what men want.
I mean, I don't feel them.
I seem to have a problem a little bit with men, like just comments that you're making, but yet you...
I have no problem with men. I'm straight. I love men.
I've just heard like multiple just negative comments about men. Like
you
they
do
like to
realize
put their...
that men are responsible for 90% of the violent crime.
But you're sleeping with many of them.
Yeah,
so
but
do you
we still love men. Saying, oh, I'm anti-man. I'm not.
I didn't say you were anti-man.
Men. A lot of them.
I didn't say you were anti-man. I'm pretty sure that we all
being labeled
love
as
men.
anti-man. We're not. In fact, I think feminists help men because we're trying to relieve a little bit of pressure off of them. Like,
but they're not asking for that. They would rather you just respect them. They would just rather respect. They don't care about none of the things you have to offer.
Just because we don't worship men doesn't mean that we don't like them. I don't put them on a pedestal. I don't treat them like they're princes. I'm not like, oh, what great, amazing dudes. I like men just fine. I'm unfortunately straight too.
Question on this side, especially for those of you who love men, right?
Yeah.
Right. What can you tell me something to love about men?
I like men the same reasons I like women. These are all just human traits. You're funny, you're smart, you're good looking, you take care of me. I have girlfriends like that. I'm not, but
we're not talking about
friends or girls.
We're talking, because you said that a lot of people think feminists hate men. I want to know, without talking about women, only talking about men, what do you like about men?
I guess I'm trying to think about what makes men unique, though, because when I like a man, they're funny, they're smart, they're good looking. But I could describe a woman with these terms.
Okay, so you don't think that there are things about men that are unique necessarily?
Well, I mean, I'm born straight, so I can't say like I choose to be attracted to men. Like this is how I was born. You know what I mean?
Right. So, I think that I'm sexually attracted to men. I think they're pretty much the exact same as women. But if I were choosing like to hang out with someone one-on-one, I'd probably pick a woman because I'd probably be safer because they probably wouldn't be trying to, I don't know, have sex with me as an ulterior motive.
So it sounds like a lot of...
But I mean, I just don't see men as like a special category that they need to be worshipped in some separate way. Like, oh, men are really the reason why I'm here.
But don't you know that men allow you to have your rights? Because if it really came down to it, they can just overpower you and take all of your rights.
Actually, I have rights because of women. I have rights because women
have rights because
me.
of men.
Yeah. The reason why I'm able to vote is not because of men, but because of hard-working women.
And who allowed it?
A few good men.
Who allowed these things to happen? A few good men. A lot of good men.
Men will put...
Sometimes, and I say this with love, people just be talking out of the side of their mouth. Just talking to be talking. Talking because you have a mouth. Talking with bitterness. And this you got to get out of this mindset where you talk in pain-driven terms about people. Like she said, like the young lady said, all men are asking for is respect. There are things that as a woman that you want, but all men are asking for is respect. Now, you cannot categorize all men as something that's just like, because not all men are doing that. A lot of guys that you meet, if you walk on the street or something like that, a lot of guys that you meet, if you meet a good guy, 9 times out of 10, he probably thinks the same thing. This is the thing. A guy is always assessing threats. What kind of threats do you think he's assessing? Every kind of threat. Threats from women, but a lot of times threats from other men, right? As he's going through the world, he's assessing what other man could be a threat to him and how. So even before he goes into the situation, say, for example, for a long time in the clubs, it's been a thing that don't step on my shoes, right? Don't step on my shoes or we're going to have a problem. And, I don't want no problem with nobody. I just came here to dance or something like that. I just came here to talk to women. I don't want to get in a back and forth. I don't want to get, in any bar fights or have to, go pop the trunk on nobody. I'm not here for that. And so a man, just the way that you're assessing a dangerous environment, a man is also doing that for himself and just by nature for others as well. Right. And a lot of times when men get in a situation, I don't think women understand this. A man does not want to be sacrificed for something. A lot of times, say for example, man, I was watching this murder mystery, man, and I say all the time, man, women just have to be careful with how they conduct themselves. And they think that saying, oh, teach a man to, it doesn't matter what you teach a man. We cannot control what you teach men, right? Because if I come from a good household, right? And I go out and I decide to make my own decisions based on what I'm influenced by, what's that got to do with my parents? They taught me not to do that. And so it's a surprise to them too, where it came from. We can try to go back into the parents' past and nitpick and this and that, but really that's that person's own decisions. Nobody taught them to do that. That's their own decisions. Or if somebody comes from look, you got guys out here all the time that are, robbing people and stuff like that and jacking people. And you're like, bro, you would do that to a old lady with a purse? You would take an old lady's purse? That's crazy. I didn't come from that environment. So I can't justify that for you. But another guy who maybe has come from an environment to where he feels like he always has to take something from others to get ahead, I can't explain that to you because I'm not in it. The best way that I can handle that is to stay away. So when you ask me, how do you remedy this? I don't go over there. But for some reason, you feel like you got to go. Stay from over there. Sometimes when men tell women, I wouldn't go over there, or I don't go over there, I'm not trying to go over there, women get upset. Oh, you're just trying to control me. You're just trying to do I'm not. I'm just trying to make sure. Look, in my mind, maybe I have too much trauma, but in my mind, I'm seeing an assassin. I don't like what I see. I'm not going over there. And women want to argue you down. Oh, but blah, 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 blah. And they make it about you. It's not about me. I don't think you're thinking about the consequences that can happen out of this. If I stay in the house, if I stay safe like the way you want me to, if I follow under your rules of safety the way you want me to follow under the rules of safety, then I'll never go anywhere. What kind of life is that to live? I mean, what kind of life is it to be unalived for something that you didn't do? That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry to be so direct, but that's what men are thinking a lot of times. I don't like that dude. I don't like the vibe. I don't like the energy. I don't want no problems. I don't want to have to duck and try to get away. I'd just rather not be there. But as a woman, you might be like, oh, I want to go have fun. There's when you want to go have fun. It's fun. You're too cooped up. You need to. All right. And the man just stops arguing. Go ahead. Do what you want to do. You're a grown woman. Have fun. And then you get over there and say, and you want to call me. They shooting. Babe, I may not make it out of here alive. Why is that? Because you're somewhere that you had no business being. You're somewhere you had no business being. I told you not to go over there, and you went over there anyway, and you tried to make it about me, but I was trying to protect you and keep you safe. Now look at you, looking stupid, trying to duck behind a car, bullets flying everywhere, and now you're trying to run when it stops, and all you hear is rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. Should have never gone over there. You know where I'm at and what I'm doing? Look, and it's crazy. I'm at the house playing the game or I'm at the house in the bed, covers up to my neck. I'm gone. Got the heating pad on behind me with the cold air on. Got my hoodie on. I'm knocked out. I got the TV. I got the lights off and the TV on in the background. Turned up just enough. I done had me a nice meal. Nice little something to drink. And I'm feeling good. I done brushed my teeth. And it's time to go to bed. I'm knocked out. And you out there being attacked, hoping that you don't have a problem, all because you want to have fun. Go out and have your fun then. Man, I tell you what, man, I was at this. I'm telling you, man. There was this one time. Men be thinking it, but they be trying not to say it because they be trying to make their woman happy. Man, I was one time, we were downtown Houston, and man, this was a time when, man, homeless people were everywhere. Everywhere. Yo, I remember coming out of downtown Houston one time, and I feel like I was taking a left under the freeway. I can't remember, but because I can't remember, it's been so long, but I feel like, I don't want to say it was headed toward 59 or something like that, but I came under the freeway, took a left. Yo, there were so many homeless people under the bridge. You remember those puppet shows with the cardboard boxes, to where they cut out like one thing in the cardboard box and they get under the cardboard box and they just kind of stick their hand up. It's like in the little window that they cut out. I kid you not. I feel like going under the bridge, going under the freeway and taking a left. I kid you not. I feel like I took a look to the right and you could see nothing but eyes coming out of those cardboard boxes. I was like, yo, this is crazy that these people are living this way. That's wild. These homeless people could be anywhere. And I feel like not all homeless people are made equal. Not all homeless people are out there just because they're homeless to be homeless. Some people are out there just walking and roaming the streets, skating, looking for trouble. Some people are out there and they just crazy. You can't predict nothing. You can't talk to them. Talking wasn't going to work anyway. And if you out there drunk, walking around, keying and this and that, and not paying attention, hey man, look, one time, and I didn't want to do it either. I really didn't. We were in downtown Houston and we had just got done eating something. I took my wife down to Houston, a nice a restaurant, and she wanted to go walk around downtown Houston. I was like, around downtown Houston at this time of night? I think it was like 11 p.m. or something like that. And I was like, there wasn't a lot of people out there. It's not like New York. You know what I mean? It's not like Manhattan. You know what I mean? Or certain parts of LA and stuff like that. It's not like that where everybody's just out there at all times of night. You know what I mean? Like at a certain time, people go inside and go to bed in Houston. It's done. If they're out that late sometimes because they're going to the club and they're getting out later, they're in the club. Especially on some days, they're not even in the club. They're at home. They're in the bed. And so my wife wanted to go take a walk and everything was fine. And I was like, my alertness was on 10 because I was like, man, I don't like this. You know what I mean? And we came around, like we walk in and we came around the corner and everything was fine. Didn't see nobody. Everything was good. But we came around the corner, and this is what I'm saying. You never can predict. We came around the corner, and there was this like homeless dude walking toward us. I don't know what this man is thinking. I don't know if he's going to try to do anything. I don't want to assume the worst. I really don't. But I got my wife on my left-hand side where he is. I can't just switch. Because how would that look? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to trigger him and make him feel some type of way and trigger some type of altercation. But what if out of nowhere, I should move to the inside just to, mitigate any misunderstandings so he don't pull out something and be like, boom, and run away and catch my wife with something. She just walking, happy to be here, looking. I don't know this guy. I don't know where he comes from. I don't want to stereotype or characterize like that. It's not because he's homeless. I'm just saying, I don't know what people are capable of. We come around the corner and you got him right here. You got another dude right here. You got another dude over there. And it's like three dudes. All of a sudden, if they see you looking like you looking, and I'm not saying my wife was wearing anything crazy. It's not even about that. It's just you being a woman. Looking like you looking, being a woman, all of a sudden, you know what I mean? They jump up and now we got all the attention. And this block goes on for a long time. Do we turn around and go back the other way? If we would have followed my plan, we wouldn't even be out here. That's all I'm saying. I know you're probably mad at me, but this is what I'm saying. You might have problems with men. I get it. But if you can't say, if you so bitter, because that's what they are. If you so bitter that you can't name any differences between men and women because it's just different functions. They do different things. If you like men, if you claim to like men and you can't give them their props, you don't need to be with a man. Stay your behind in the house. You sound stupid. Stay your behind in the house. Oh, I don't think they're any different than women. We're not talking about women. We're talking about men. We understand that you have women friends and stuff like that, and you guys are doing whatever you do for each other, but me and your women friends aren't going to be the same, right? Obviously, there's going to be some same things that, you know, that we have in common. Maybe you like talking to me the way you like talking to them, so on and so forth. But the way that we show affection might be different, right? What's unique about men? Oh, the men that I deal with, they typically are more on the romantic side, more on this and that, so on and so forth. They hold me like this. They're typically taller, so they do this for me and they give me love in this way, blah, blah, blah. Or, you know, it's just their perspective that I feed off of. It's a little bit different than mine as a woman, and so I see it, blah, blah, blah. And so they kind of, I like the unique perspective that they bring to this, that, and the third. And also, too, they kind of have sort of like this risk profile or this way of attacking a problem in their own kind of way of leadership that I enjoy from at least the men that I mess with and I deal with, that I let into my life. That's what I like. You could have said something like that, but you've been hating on men for so long. All that therapy. And this is what you come out with. You've been hating on men for so long. You hate men. You don't need to be with men. In your mind, you're just using men and getting over on them. That's why you sleep with them. I sleep with a bunch of them to use them, to try to get back at them and make them feel what you feel when you use them and leave them. I'm going to tell you right now, they are not being hurt. It's not hurting them. They love it. They enjoy it. If you want to do that and leave, they don't care. I'm telling you right now, find another way. It's not working. What you think hurts a man doesn't hurt a man. Find another way to do it. And if you don't like them, stay away from them. Period. Oh man, I just, in a way, I don't want to put them up on a pedestal, this and that. Then don't. You don't have to put them up on a pedestal. I think sometimes we tell ourselves stuff and we make ourselves think stuff that nobody told us. Nobody told you, no, but literally a man. No, he didn't. No man thinks like that. Put me up on a pedestal. Now, some men do. You know, some men for certain reasons, and you can typically spot them out and pick up on them. It's either a certain type of man or a group of men that do that. They hang around in the same way. There's usually a motivation to that, and that's what I'm saying. Stop going and stuff blind. I was watching Pop the Balloon the other day, and I'm telling you, man, they was popping for anything. They was popping for nothing. And BM had to come from behind the camera and be like, this is a dating show. If you're not here for the right reasons, then you got to go, because y'all are popping for anything, popping for dumb stuff. Oh, look at your leg. Come on, dude. And so anyways, basically a guy from New York came out and he had the accent. That's it. That's the reason why they liked him. Now, he had a fresh lineup and stuff like that. But I feel like based on what they popped on before, they would have popped on him. At least one or two people would have popped on him off rip. But no one popped. And I said, they doing it because the accent. They're doing it because the accent. I'm not hating on my dude. I'm really not. But I'm saying they doing it because of the New York accent. That's why. That's it. And he stood there and they asked him to make decision after decision. And he was like, couldn't make a decision. Why do you want the girl that you choosing? Why are you popping over her? Really? I got 6 options. Got 6 options. I got 6 options. Y'all all look good. And I can't really make up my mind. And they got to the point to where they were asking him, why are you taking so long? And so they still hold on to the blues, but they were like, why are you taking so long? So he really popped most of them because they were staying. But they were like, why are you taking so long to make your decision? He was like, man, there's a lot of options here. I got a lot to think about. I'm just trying to make my decision based on the best way I can, blah, 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 this and that. And he gave that same, and they asked him that 2 or 3 more times, and he said the same thing. Nothing of substance. And I'm saying the only reason y'all doing it is because of the accent is catching y'all, and you don't want to admit it. That man should have been popped on a long time ago. But you going, and that's what I'm saying. You going hook, line, and sinker into a dude like this, and I'm telling you as a man, you should have never been over there in the first place. If you don't know why you like this dude other than superficial stuff, you need to pop. Don't walk into a situation and then you blame other guys that ain't had nothing to do with it. They stayed, then pop on this guy, and he got down to the last 2 women that he liked, and then popped on one and kept the other. I was like, that's a perfect choice for you. You should have kept her. But she was smart though. And I'm glad she did this. Thank God, because that would have been a story. She got up there and Arlette said, the host said, any more questions? And the girl said, yeah. Why did you choose me? What's unique about me that you chose me? And he said, well, it was a tough decision. He went back into the same spiel. It's a tough decision, and I'm not going to let nobody rush me to make a decision I don't want to make. And I'm telling you, I got 6 options and this and that. So, but what's unique about me? Can you say what's unique about me? A lot of women be going hook, line, and sinker for somebody that got no substance, has no substance, and can't tell you nothing. And you wonder why you come out of a relationship with a dude that has no substance. He told you from the very beginning he had no substance, and you went over there anyway. You had no business going over there. Get away from him. And now you mad at me. I got to make up for what the bad decision that you made. I got to make up for that. I could have told you already, don't go over there. I'm telling you right now. You fight me on it. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you for your own protection. Don't go over there. You just trying to control me? We'll see. And you go over there and it doesn't work out like it. And then I got, man, look, I'm not trying to blame women for everything. I'm not saying it's your fault. This, that. I'm just saying when you come out spewing this rhetoric about how you hate men and then go date men hating men, baby girl, you got to go heal. Before you even start messing with another man, you got to go heal. You should not be messing with men. You don't even know why you like a man. So when you go into a relationship with a man, you don't even know what you're looking for. You just hope everything turns out right. That's stupid. You did it to yourself. And you deserve everything that you get because you did this. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. If you want to beat me up, beat me up. But until then, take care of yourself.